Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at some of the soap that I have made. It's mainly melt and pour soap, and it's glycerin melt and pour soap. So first off, we're gonna look at how it looks in the raw form. Basically it's just without any color or any essential oils or any fragrance. This is how it comes. You melt it into whatever shape you want, and you add the essential oils that you like and all the colors that you like. Now starting my soap making, I experimented a lot, and there's a transparent soap, and there's also opaque soap, and a solid colored soap, which is shea butter. So this is a mixture of both of them. This was one of my early attempts of making a bar of soap. First I formed it into a long bar, and then I cut it into these pieces. Oatmeal was added to this, and fragrance, and all in all, this is not a bad soap. It's a good hand soap, but for all these melt and pour soaps, I recommend them only to be hand soaps because they don't have that much oil in them, and they dry the skin sometimes. I'm pretty sure you could add more oils or something to make it less harsh on the skin, but they make really great hand soaps. So this was my first attempt at making soap. It's not the best looking one because I was just starting off and I didn't know what I was doing. So here's another one where I used a mold. I don't know if you can notice the pattern, but it's a mold that came with a kit, and basically you can form it into whatever mold you want to, or whatever molds you buy. This was another one. This one actually smells pretty good. It smells like vanilla. So that was one of the things that I liked about it, is that the certain soaps smelled really good. That's basically the sell point of any of the soaps, is the way it smells. So as I was doing that, I bought more molds, and I was experimenting with designs, and this was one of the designs I came up with. One is where it has the three colors, or a clear color on the bottom, a white in the middle, which is shea butter soap, and clear color on the top. It comes out like this. The problem with making the soap like this is you need a lot of patience, and there's a lot of timing involved in how you pour it, because if you pour it too soon, you don't get really clean lines. You almost have to pour the bottom first, let it completely dry and cool down, and then melt the shea butter and pour it on there and let that cool down, and then just this would be poured last right here. So if you don't do it correctly, I don't know if you could tell, but they'll start melting, they'll start fusing together and mixing, so it doesn't come out too clean, which is it's not too bad, but it looks like a really nice soap. It's not completely square, and it's a different design. So I made a bunch of those in various colors to experiment with the colors. So I made 4 of those of like a peach color, and then 4 of a green color, and about, I think this is blue, like a neutral blue. Made some of those, and then I tried making gray because I like the color gray. I don't want to see soap that's gray, so this one came out pretty good. Not too bad. It's just the timing of everything. Some more green soap. This one's a little bit easier to see. So I made that, and then I made this one right here with the little design on the top, because melt and pour soap can be molded into any silicone mold because it has a low melting point. So I just bought at first I bought a bunch of silicone molds, and I made a bunch of like mini soap. So in this bag I have some of the examples of the mini soap that I made, basically out of silicone molds. You could basically any silicone mold you can mold a shape, and it has a lot of detail. So I was planning on putting them like right here or on a soap, but I didn't know how to get them stuck together. So maybe I just use them like this, like a small soap. The good thing about melt and pour soap is that if it comes out bad, you could always remelt it. You lose the fragrance, but you could always add more fragrance. This one I tried to do like a yellow on the bottom and a green on the top. I just experimented with a bunch of them. Even since I'm a dude, I'll try to do some skull ones to have more soap for men, because I noticed there's a lot of women's soap. This one's like with a little bit of gold in it. Just experimenting with different designs. I made this whole bag of mini soap. So next is a soap that I bought for $5. And this was kind of an inspiration of how I should make soap, or what soap is selling, or a feel of how they're selling it. So this is just an example of for me, of how people package and sell their soap. Here's another one that I tried with the white on the bottom and the transparent color on the top. Alright, so next is gonna be the soap bars. Now when you mold a whole bar of soap, it comes out like this. It can be thicker. These I made them like half the size, which later I found out is not good, because when I cut them, the soap comes out real small. So I needed to make this a little bit thicker so that I could cut them to 1 inch a piece, and I'll have a big bar of soap. But basically the design that I tried to do was a fade from one color to another color. So what I did here was I started with the color on the dark color on this side, and it creeps this way, and then the dark color on this side, and then it creeps this way, and that's how it has that effect. I think it's pretty good. In the bottom, this is how it is on the thing. On the top of the soap, if you don't spray alcohol on there, it gets foamy, and all the bubbles they'll collect on the top, and that's what you get this white stuff right here. But the cool thing about it is you could cut all this off when you're ready to cut the soap. So here's another one that I got. This was inspired by YouTube. Just the color design. This could be cut into like 4 bars of soap, like one right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. That's another one I got right here. It's gray and like purple. So I try to experiment with the color gray because I never seen gray soap. So that was gonna be my little niche right there. Another one. Here's one where, I don't know if you can tell on the bottom, but it has like it's cloudy on the inside. That's because it was starting to cool. I was starting to put a cool liquid in there, and it made those cloudy formations right there, which I think looks pretty cool. But I don't know if it's something to experiment with next time. But I always like the fade from dark to light. There's another one. It's just more of a fade from dark to light, but it's two different colors. It's purple and like a type of magenta right here. So they fade into each other. And I try to put the color from this side and from this side, and they seem to go like towards each other, and then they mix in the middle. That's why I tried multiple colors. It wasn't too difficult. It's just that you have to put very little colors, because I didn't want it to mud up and make an ugly color. So this one came out decent. This is a green one. So I thought I was missing one with yellow and green in it, so I made this one from yellow to green. This one right here is pretty interesting because it starts off clear. Now I did the same thing with the dark from here to here, and then the dark from here to here, but what I got in the middle was the clear part. And the way I did that was that I put the color real close to the edge, where by the time it reached to the middle, it already hardened. So I would do that a little bit at a time, and this one I was able to achieve this one. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them. But what I do with these bars is I'm gonna get ready to cut them and shape them into bars. The thing is, I like them like this, but I don't think I could sell them like this, because I don't think anybody wants a big bar of soap like that. So this is before it's cut into bars of soap. That's basically all I have right now. I'm still experimenting with the soap and the fragrances. It's pretty easy. All you gotta do is basically melt it, and once it's melted, you can add the color. And as you're about to pour it, as it's cooling down, that's when you add the fragrance, because you don't want to burn that out. And that's basically it. You can mold it into how many ever blocks you want, and it's actually a pretty simple and fast process. Since it's melt and pour, the thing I like about that is that you don't have to deal with the toxic chemical of lye. You could still kind of smell a strong odor when you're melting it, but it seems more safe than to make a cold process soap. So that's all I have for right now. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna try to start my soap business soon. I have a few ideas, so stick around for that stuff, and I'll probably give you more tips on how to make soap. Thank you.